guys, welcome to my office. Today we're going to do our first simple Starbucks dupe. I say simple, but I mean simple as in you can do it at home with if you have the proper materials, so much more. It's funny I call it simple Starbucks dupes because today is probably one of the more complex ones. It's not really an easier one. It's not really crazy hard, but yeah. My dog's in here apparently. So on my top shelf I have everything we're going to need today. Now there's a couple ways you can do this. Obviously most of Starbucks drinks are espresso based. So I'm going to explain how you can do it if you have an espresso maker like I have an espresso, or how to do it if you do not. Today we are going to do a dupe of the pistachio latte. So I've never had pistachio anything, so this can be interesting. Now, when I say dupe, I mean this is a way you can customize to make this drink at home. It's not going to be identical to the Starbucks franchise drink because obviously the materials are different, but it's a good way to maybe customize and play around with the recipe to find what you like. This was actually my last bottle of pistachio. I'm doing a restock, so if you're like, wow, that sounds really good, I'd like that, let me know and I will get your order in on my restock. But today I'm using skinny syrup, so this is a calorie-free, carb-free, sugar-free syrup that I'm in love with. I'm going to take a little snifferoo. Oh, interesting. Okay. So this is what we're using today to make our pistachio latte. So here's what you'll need today. I'll put all the ingredients right here. You'll need pistachio syrup, whether that be homemade, store-bought, or skinny syrup. You will also need a cream of your choice. We are non-dairy here, so I am using an almond milk cream. You will also need a brown butter sauce. This is super easy to make at home. Literally, you just brown some butter in a pan, throw in brown sugar until it gets to a sauce topping material. Iced if you'd like your latte iced, and then obviously we get to the point where you'll need coffee or espresso. Now, if you're like me, espresso, it's a little sensitive on the tummy. So I try not to drink a lot of espresso because it gives me heart palpitation. Wow, English. First language. Gives me heart flutters, as well as it gives me anxiety-induced throat closing. So like fun life around here when you're a caffeine addict, and espresso has that result on you. Can I speak English? I have no idea. So you can do this one of two ways. You could do it with coffee or espresso. If you're doing it with coffee and you're doing an iced latte, latte insinuates that you are using an espresso or a stronger coffee. So here's what you can do. If you don't have an espresso maker or you don't want to press and brew your own espresso, you can make, obviously this is for iced, but you can make a cold brew concentrate, make a much stronger coffee that's going to bring that forward. You can do this with a lot of different flavors. With this one particularly, I am doing it at 50% espresso, 50% coffee. Like I said, espresso, like I get a little crazy. So what I did is I did a single shot of espresso because we were doing a grande size, and then the other portion I am doing a cold brew coffee. Cold brew is fantastic because you can brew it stronger to make that espresso mimic flavor, as well as it is 70% less acidic than a coffee. So if you have GERD, heart issues, or stomach issues, cold brew is always a great way to make iced coffee a little easier on you. The coffee I am using in addition to my espresso. So if you're doing espresso, you're going to do 2 shots. If you want to do a 50-50, do 1 shot of espresso and then the rest in cold brew, or you can do all your coffee in cold brew. That's why we have these recipes to customize to what you can do and what works for you. So today for my 50% coffee, because I am doing 1 espresso shot because I have so much laundry I need to put away, I need a little pick-me-up. I am using a very complimentary coffee. Now, obviously, you could use a nutty coffee, a vanilla coffee, an unflavored coffee. Really, you could customize this however you want. But since we're doing a brown butter topping like Starbucks suggests with the topping of on top that they put on their pistachio latte, I thought nothing would be better than our brown butter coffee. So mine is in a canister, like down here, so I can't show you what it looks like, but I have one unopened. This is Dance of the Nutcracker. This is literally a brown butter coffee. I thought nothing could make this better than if we had a brown butter coffee, then pistachio syrup, then a brown butter syrup-ish on top. So that is this one. This is Dance of the Nutcracker. Very great coffee for this. So I know this is chaotic. This is my first one. Sorry. But that is the coffee I am using today. I am making an iced coffee in the size of a grande today. So let's go ahead and get started. So starting off with that syrup, when you are doing a Starbucks drink, you get about 4 pumps per grande, give or take. We know all baristas, I'm pretty sure, just secretly make coffee different. So that's about, and a grande is about 4 tablespoons. Now, if you have pumps at home, that's great. I don't use pumps because obviously I sell a lot of these, so I don't keep a lot of them open, but I opened this one today for us. So we're gonna do 4 tablespoons, okay? Got my handy dandy measuring spoon. We have to do it over here, so ignore the back of my head for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember, we are putting this in an iced drink. Now, I've never measured out my syrup. I always eyeball it, but for the sake of today, we're gonna measure it and see how that does for us today. All right, and then how I like to make my iced drinks, I'm gonna have to wipe this whole bookcase down, but that's fine. I like to use a martini shaker. You can get these on sale pretty cheap. The reason I like to do this is because it brings an airiness to your coffee, a nice frothiness, airiness that's really good on an iced coffee, as well as if, let's say, you just brewed your espresso and you want it iced. This is a great way to speed ice it before putting it over your ice in general. So I already shook mine, I'm not gonna lie to you, but this is my coffee espresso mixture that you're gonna shake up, and then I usually let it set because when you use a martini shaker with a hot liquid and you're making it cold, it can kind of make pressure, and you do want to relieve a little bit of the pressure. Let it wait a moment before taking that shaker lid off, because obviously you don't want it to explode on you. Now, Starbucks form and fashion, you do put your cream first. Now, again, I'm using an almond milk. I highly recommend the Morocco, I think is how you say it, if you can see that. It's very dirty. Stainless steel does not hold up in my house. I make like 7 coffees a day, okay? Highly suggest this. I will link it. This makes hot and cold. It's easily cleaned, and it is literally the best foam I have ever gotten off of a milk frother. So we're gonna put our cream in there. We're gonna add a foam on top, which I know technically they don't do a foam, but since I'm doing iced, it's usually the cream naturally makes a foam, but I'm gonna do an actual cold foam. So we're gonna pour our coffee espresso mixture in there. Again, leaving room for foam. We're gonna do our foam on top, which is nice and thick today. Oh yes. So that's our foam on top. And then we have that brown butter syrup that we made again. This is literally just melted down butter and brown sugar. So there you go. And then you get extra points if you lick the side of your container so they don't spill everywhere. Oh, that tasted really good. Okay, so this is what we have right now. Obviously, our cream's gonna settle because it is an espresso that was poured kind of shaken, so it is gonna create that difference, that separation. So we're gonna go ahead and stir this. I did not grab a straw. Oh, I have some. Yes, go girl, go. Grab your metal straw, save the sea turtles. Let's see how this tastes. Like I said, I've never had pistachio. I'm very curious. The brown butter sauce tasted very good. Now, obviously, if you're doing a cold foam, you'll want to sip it because you'll get the cold foam on top. But here's it all mixed together. Moment of truth. Oh, wow. Wow, that's a very interesting syrup. That's really good. Wow. Okay, so the best way to describe it is obviously it's very smooth coffee. Even though I put a shot of espresso in there, it is super smooth doing that cold brew with the espresso. So if you have acidity issues or espresso shots maybe aren't your thing, do a 50-50 and kind of get into that so you can still have that perk of a latte. But it also is so smooth because of that cold brew. This syrup is like a very, I don't know how to describe it. Oh my goodness. I did not think I'd like this, honestly. I thought I'd have to fake it. But this is really good, guys. So it's kind of like this nice, hold on. Wow. It is so hard to explain, but it is this nice, sweet, kind of nutty flavor. I'm like a little, hold on. It's really good, guys, and I wouldn't lie. If I didn't like it, I would totally let you know, but I really like this syrup, and I'm glad I do because I just opened a bottle. The brown butter syrup on top brings this nice, like, saltiness to it, so it's like this nice, sweet, salty latte. Wow, that is really good. I'll make Antonio one when he comes home, and we'll get his reaction. He doesn't really like iced coffee, so I might have to make his hot. But guys, give this a shot and let me know what you think. I'll leave all the information and step-by-step instructions down below since this was my first one and I am chaotic. But honestly, should we rate them? What should we rate them by? What should we rate them by, guys? Let's do rate by cold brews. So I give this easiness, flavor, all of that combined, I give this an 8 out of 10 cold brews. Obviously, it does require that pre-planment of making the brown butter. Obviously, you can make it in the microwave really quick, but it does require a little more steps than usual. It also does require you to have a pistachio syrup, which is not easily accessible at a store. You would have to get it from either me, Skinny Syrup, wherever, that's your preference. So it's not necessarily as easy as some of the other ones will do, but it's really good, guys. Like, look at that. It's so good. It's got a nice foam on it. Yes, I'm using a blender bottle. Sue me. I have to have a see-through cup for my cold brew. But I really like it, guys. Give this a shot and let me know what you think. And leave your suggestions down below of what you would like for our next one.